Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys all here, both old and new subscribers alike. We have the sage going here to protect and cleanse this space. You know, let's talk about your life. Let's talk about what you can expect, what's going on, what's happening with the energy. If you've been having a little bit of a hard time in the past week or two, I want to let you know that it's very much so related to the current astrology. Okay, a lot of things are bubbling up to the surface. A lot of people, the truth of situations are being exposed. That might come with some turmoil. That might come with some anger. That might create some anger within you. Conflict may be arising, etc. I want you to know that this is not a permanent situation. So don't get stuck in the negativity. Don't get stuck in the conflict. If you're experiencing anything that's stressing you out, I know it's easier said than done, but Spirit just wants you to know first and foremost that you are on the brink of something huge. You are on the brink of manifesting something completely different than what you're experiencing. Things are happening just to push you to the right path, on the right path. All right. So sometimes what we perceive as negative is not really negative after all. Sometimes Spirit has to show us through conflict who people are, what their true nature is, so that you can know who you should distance yourself from and who you should actually have near. All of this, it may arise just to teach you a lesson in order to assist you in your soul's growth. Okay. You may feel a lot of resistance in certain areas, in certain jobs, in certain locations. All of these things, although you're perceiving it as conflict right now, again, is a blessing from the divine to show you and guide you down the path that is for your highest good. Okay, so hang on and don't let it wear you down. Like I said, easier said than done. You're a human, but do something, make some changes, go for walks, whatever you have to do to try to raise your vibration whenever you realize that it's going a little low because of whatever you may be experiencing. I am being told though, oh, by the way, if you're new here and you're like, is this all the intro? No, I'm obviously sharing, I'm channeling. I'm sharing information from Spirit first and foremost before I even go into the cards. I'm also hearing a message in regards to, they are letting me know that something in regards to, if you ever heard the advice that it's best to keep quiet because it keeps the peace, it's not the time to follow that advice. Okay? That could be useful, but it's not the best advice. You may trigger other people, yeah, by speaking your truth and speaking your mind and saying exactly what you're feeling and thinking or what you want or desire. You should not be afraid of triggering other people. Remember, when other people get triggered, it's just because you're holding up a mirror and you're reflecting back to them something that they have to deal with within themselves. Okay? There may be a situation going on where you're not sure how to approach it, how to deal with it. For whatever it's worth, say what you gotta say. Do what you gotta do, unapologetically. This is the week to follow that advice, okay? Say what you have to say. Even if at any other given time you would bite your tongue. Just trust me, say what you have to say. No matter how people may react, okay? at first. I'm not saying to go act like an abusive person. I hope you don't take, that's not where I'm going with this. However, don't hold back how you feel, what your truth is. If something is your truth, say it. Say it. It needs to be heard. There's something about you sharing your truth right now, and whether or not it's well received at the moment, whether or not it creates some results for you in the moment right now, I promise you that there will be a time where everybody will look back and say, you know what? He or she was right. It's going to set the tone, okay? Somehow, for the future. Not only for yourself, but for others. I don't even know what this relates to. I am simply relaying a message, honey. I am simply relaying what they're telling me, and I have no idea what this is about. No clue. And that's the beauty of channeling, is that they know exactly how to give me a message so that it reaches every single one of you how it needs to reach you, because I know that this is manifesting differently in all of your lives. This could be a family situation, this could be a personal situation, this could be a romantic situation, this could be a situation at work, this could be a situation between you and your doctor. It's going to be different for all of you. Heck, it could be between you and your dog. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But either way, you're a part of this energy, and this message is for you. Because you may be afraid of saying something a certain way, or you want to sound completely professional. No one is saying be disrespectful. That's very different from what Spirit is saying. Spirit is not pushing you to be disrespectful with anybody. But if you have to be a little bit, so to say, triggering, to say something that's uncomfortable, but that is true, or if you have to advocate for yourself in a situation where other people are not doing it, or if you see something that's going on that's wrong, and no one else is saying anything about it because they don't want to get involved, but what's wrong, be that person and say something. I know that you're whoever you are, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Unapologetically, do what you got to do. Another thing that they pointed out to me before I hit record here was, did you see this? Side note, because that's an omen. The moment that I finished that, look at that, look. The moment that, look at the string. The moment that I finished channeling that, oh my God. The minute that I finished channeling that message, this piece of sage started unraveling, exposing its core. Isn't that an omen? Right? Wow. Look at that. It's like one hole became little different pieces of sage, but they're all lit. That's an omen right there. Saying that you're the one that needs to pull the string. Because that's what they said. There's something about you speaking your truth, and though you feel alone doing so right now, or you feel like you need to keep the peace because other people are keeping the peace, or you feel it's inappropriate because other people told you that it's not appropriate to speak your mind, whatever the case may be, the moment that you do, whether people understand you immediately or not, or people show up with resistance or get triggered or not, like I said, you will set the tone for things to go right for your life and other people's lives, and that to me was confirmed by this unraveling, because by you being the person, okay, to pull that string, now it's like everyone else starts to speak up, or everyone else starts to understand the truth. Everyone else starts to see you for who you really are. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what this is about, But if it's for you, I feel like, there are a lot of times on this channel where they have me channel something and I'm like, what are you talking about? But then I read the comments and people know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's all that matters. You know what? Side note, before I get to the other thing they showed me, because I was in the middle of saying something and then I didn't. I'm going to pull something for this. What is this about? Hold on. What is it? Jeez. Of course. This card always pops up. I haven't used this deck in so long. This card always pops up whenever I touch this deck. However, I know why that card came out. Hold on. Confirm what I'm channeling. Ooh. Hold on. I know why. Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on. Okay, I just need one card to come out. Yeah. Hold on. One more. Okay, we have Sweet as a Georgia Peach, God Don't Like Ugly, Pot Calling the Kettle Black, and there's more than one way to skin a cat. Sweet as a Georgia Peach, kindness, tender care, charm, beauty, flirtation, delicious experience. Number 38. Number 26, God Don't Like Ugly, nastiness, clash, strife, resentment, argument, spite, grudge, revenge. Pot calling the kettle black, hypocrisy, projection, similarity, blame, introspection needed. Number 13, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Breakthrough, solution, originality, receptivity, and faith. What this is saying to me is that your instinct naturally is to approach things by being sweet as a Georgia peach, like we discussed in the beginning. Kindly, with tender care, gently. I mean, that's the appropriate thing to do many times. Because, well, God don't like ugly, because you don't want to be rude. You don't want to cause strife. You don't want to be nasty. You're afraid that people are going to take revenge, possibly, if you speak some truth, right? You're afraid of some kind of conflict, that you're going to clash. You're afraid that people are going to talk about you, right? But you're battling something within because you are realizing that there's possibly some hypocrisy going on here, right? You're seeing something is not right. You're seeing somebody is acting a certain way. You're seeing that somebody is something's not right. Someone's either being a hypocrite, okay, or they're projecting something, or something is the cause of some kind of conflict, okay? There's more than one way to skin a cat. Means you have some kind of breakthrough about the situation. You have some kind of solution to the situation. It says originality, receptivity, and faith. There's something about you, like I said, advocating or speaking your mind, even if it doesn't come out sweet as a Georgia peach, even if it comes out, okay, nasty, or however the case it may come out. Your perspective is more valuable than you could ever imagine right now. something original about what's on your mind, about what you want to expose. Okay? People are going to see you regardless of how things are shared. They're going to see, they're going to be receptive to you. They're going to be led to some kind of breakthrough. They're going to realize they see you as a one in a million kind of person. They will have faith in you, whether it happens immediately or not. There's more than one way to skin a cat. They recognize that though there is resistance to whatever you have to say or what you're exposing or your opinion or whatever the case may be, they will understand that there's truth to it and that maybe you're right. And whether you're around to see that agreement or not, it's gonna happen. So for whatever it's worth, like I said, say what you gotta say. That's interesting. Another thing what I was gonna say is, I don't watch other tarot readers here on YouTube, with the exception of like one, sometimes, on occasion, because that can really mess with my energy, and my ability to connect with my own spirit team, etc. But of course, naturally, YouTube has an algorithm. So it starts to recommend things that are related to what you watch, what you click. And by default, since I am uploading tarot videos and whatever, that's what's gonna pop up on my feed, that's not the only thing that pops up, but it's one of the tabs, right? And on the tabs on the top, mine show up like tarot, and then it shows up like random things like dogs, cute dog videos or something, and news and food and cooking, like all the things that I would randomly, I would click. So I clicked, it was on the one that said tarot, and then a list down below, all the videos. And I noticed the theme. I'm like, every single one of those videos, like I just scrolled, it had to be like at least 20. We're all about the same thing. They're all about, like 100% of them, 100, about love or somebody from the past and what they're thinking about you, and if they're coming back or that they're regretting. And I'm not saying that can't come out in a reading, okay? But Spirit is telling me to tell you to be mindful of that. Be mindful of who and what you listen to, because you click one video, one reading, and it resonates with you, and it is about romance, because, okay, we're not asexual over here, right? Not that I know of. But don't go down the rabbit hole of clicking reading after reading after reading, and the next thing you know, every reading is about somebody from the past, and it becomes something obsessive. That's devil energy. That's the devil trying to creep into your life without you. I'm not saying tarot is the devil. That's why I'm here, because it's not. But that's the devil creeping in without you realizing, because whatever becomes your main focus becomes your life. And if every reading and every video that is popping up is about somebody that did you dirty in the past, and that is your main focus, that means your focus is not on other things, and you are neglecting other things in your life that are important, that need to be taken care of. I'm not saying love is not going to come through in this reading today. It means that Spirit wants you to worry about yourself right now a little bit, okay? As you always should. It shouldn't be your number one. And they're not trying to shame you, but you have finances to worry about. You have your family to worry about. You have self-care, self-growth, your journey to worry about. You understand? So be careful, because a lot of these videos, you can hear one, it's fine. But I really did. I was scrolling and I'm like, what if I just want a message from Spirit? Like, what if I just want to know where my career is going? Or what if I just want to hear something about my journey? I'm like, everything here is about a person from the past and how they did me dirty. And that cannot be the focus of life. Unpopular opinion, you know? So, I don't know, Spirit and someone needed to hear that, because they don't want you, it may not be on purpose, but indirectly consuming all of that information, number one, will confuse you, and number two, will be all that you think about. And then what ends up happening is you end up manifesting the same situations from the past over and over again. We got to get out of the past now. Spirit is telling you that a new life is manifesting in your life right now. A new life. Success. Wheel of Fortune. And I know it's been 21 minutes. I'm channeling. I don't really need the cards. You guys know that. I'm sharing whatever and then I'm going to pull cards, I promise. But this is a pure conversation between Spirit, me, and you guys. They're like, I'm not saying that you're not going to reconnect with a person from the past if that is your situation. I'm not saying that your twin flame is not important or whatever. What they are saying is that they are manifesting a new life for you with less struggle and more success in general. And as long as your focus is the past, that is exactly where you are going to stay, even in this new life. You are going to bring all that energy into your new life. We can't have that. Because then you're going to manifest the same, it's going to become a generational curse, even if it gets too far. Just don't get obsessed and take everything with a grain of salt. Make sense? Spirit, what do you want them to focus on? This is the After Tarot, which shows me, what happens next. They want to speak about what's manifesting in your life. Like what's, I'm going to just let them, rule here. That's why I've channeled for the Tower and the Devil in the After Tarot, though. That's good, though. I'm going to pull it out. Because this is the After Tarot. Whoa. Yeah. Because this is the After Tarot. Which means what happens next. As the images are different than the traditional Rider-Waite. I love this deck. It shows, they take the images from the traditional Rider-Waite deck and they re-illustrated it, showing as if it's like the next step, And what I see here is you coming out of crisis, because the Tower is upheaval, it's crisis. But in the After Tarot, it's everything has already crumbled. Like that's already, it's time to move on from that already. Like it's old news. Same with the Devil. The Devil in the After Tarot shows these two on top of each other, where in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, they are separated, unable to reach each other, right? The Devil card can signify fear, obsession, addictions, negative thought patterns. It can manifest in so many ways. Even what they channeled in the beginning, like the keeping quiet to keep the peace. It's kind of like a people-pleasing kind of energy. Really what that is fear of conflict. That is Devil energy. Because you're not being authentic. It can manifest in so many ways. However, this is the After Tarot. It means that you're leaving the past in the past. You're becoming free from the shackles, from that bondage. The Devil is not going to be able to affect you anymore. Okay? Someone's becoming clean of their addiction. Someone's becoming clean of their psychological patterns. Okay? You have been with the Two of Pentacles here, in between two worlds, juggling the new and the old, the past and the future, right? You've been doing that so much that you're neglecting the present, though. What do I mean by that? Overthinking about the past, thinking too much about what's going to happen in the future, means you're stuck in the present. Not like you're stuck in the present, like you're actually, like you are stuck, like hanged man position. It creates stress. It creates devil energy. It creates all that. Because you're either stressed about not knowing what's going to happen in the future, or stressed about what happened in the past. You should be in the present, but I also, you do have to think about the future in order to manifest the future. I know people, there's a lot in the spiritual community that say, focus on the present, it's the only place to be. No, that could be toxic. I understand what they mean, but a lot of people maybe not understand that. Still, you have to think about the future. The future is the present, because you're creating the future by what you do in the present. So you have to visualize what you want in the future, okay? So that you can create it in the present instead of worrying about it, because then that's what you're creating. I think that's what what that really means. But with the Two of Pentacles here, what I'm seeing is somebody is balancing out an old life and a new life. And my dog doesn't stop barking upstairs, so I apologize if you hear him. That's my Chihuahua upstairs somewhere. He's about to get on this ship right here, to sail off somewhere. So it's indicative of a journey. You're about to embark on a new journey, going to new territory. What does that mean? A new life. Spirit is trying to rid you of all of the things that have caused you conflict, that have taken a lot from you. Hold on one second. Ricardo! I'm sorry. Please stop. Quiet. Sorry, guys. He's upstairs, so I'm not really like yelling at him like that, but he can't, making sure he can hear me. Cardo! I give them so much love, but we can't just accept excessive barking. We can't. I let him be as free as possible, but if he's barking for like 5-10 minutes straight, we can't have that. No. So this is you being able to carry the weight of whatever you went through in the past, while also managing the newness that is manifesting into your life right now, and that it's manifesting for your future. Because the difference is huge. That's what I'm getting. Because what is manifesting for your life in the coming months is such a different way of being, whether it's because of a new psychologically, or you're moving to a new place, or you have a new job, whatever the case may be, your day-to-day, your everyday, you're in the ins and outs of you in the coming months is going to be drastically different from what you're used to and what you're living right now, in a good way. Okay? So Spirit doesn't want you to apply the thought patterns and the logic and the habits from your old life and bring it to this new life. They want you to balance it, meaning you can't just forget where you've come from, what you've been through. It's what makes you who you are. but you can carry it like a champ without staring at it all day and making it eternal. You understand? And there is an element of not to say, like, just let go of the past, right? They do want you to let go of the past, but you don't have to forget it, because they don't want you to bury things deep, because what ends up happening when you do that is you just bury things into your subconscious. Okay, but it's still there. It's still there. They just want you to carry it like a champ. Like, yeah, I went through, yeah, this person screwed me over, yeah, this person left me, yeah, this person did that, And I mentioned this in the last reading that I uploaded here, okay? And you know what? And they're mentioning it to me again, so I guess this energy is carrying over. It's still the same collective. I'm pretty sure that was over a week ago that I uploaded it. There was a reason why I have not been here. I've been having some issues in my family, but I'm not going to go on and on about that. My child is number one to me. And like I always say, if you see that I go a long time without posting, it doesn't benefit me and it doesn't benefit the collective. So that's when you can just assume something's not right. Because like I say, if I don't record, I don't get paid, And it also doesn't serve my soul's purpose to share information with you. So it's never something that I go out of my way to do. So, but I'm going to leave that there. But all is well. It's just something I needed to focus on. Nonetheless, they don't, whatever baggage was created because of whatever tower moments, upheavals, crisis you went through, they want you to drop it off at the Salvation Army. Goodwill. That's just an analogy, Actually, no, because you don't want anyone to have that. That was a bad analogy. I'm gonna scratch that. They just want you, they want you to drop off that energy somewhere. You could still remember you went through it, but drop off whatever habits and thought patterns came from it. And again, I know easier said than done, but you are going to master this. You may be having some fear right now. I'm getting a very big fear element. Because things may be happening, things going upside down. Tower moments can manifest in so many ways. Either a lot of conflict, breakups, losing your home, things crumbling, financial issues, you name it. Mental breakdowns, you name it. That could be the tower moment. In this devil card, you see all those like demons in the background, kind of like taunting, trying to taunt these people. I think it's like, it's an element of fear. That's what those demons are, right? Trying to make you afraid about the future, making you feel like you can't balance two things at once, making you afraid to hop on that ship, making you feel like you don't know if somewhere where you're going is going to be right for you. I want to let you know, for whatever it's worth, if you need a confirmation about a decision you're going to make or a place you're going to go to or a relationship, this is Spirit's way of saying, hop on that ship. Don't let these dark entities of fear taunt you. You will be able to balance things perfectly. You are headed to a very balanced life in general. I think someone just needed to hear that. Like, the tower is about to be over. Let's see. Need more information on that. Give me more information on this. Whoa, come on. Yeah, this is Three of Cups is celebration. You're going to have something to, number one, the number two to the three is a progression. But what I see in the next coming months is a reason to celebrate. It's a reason to celebrate. Now we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups could be romantic. It could also be friendships, especially with the Three of Cups here. People are embracing each other here, lovingly. There is a happiness that I see coming in your future in the next coming months that is drastically different from what you've been experiencing for a while. Oh, have no fear. The number three is also a card of community. So I don't know if there is something about a community of people that will be helping you, coming together, or you're going somewhere where you're going to meet more like-minded people. And that makes a very big difference. Maybe you've been surrounding yourself by the wrong energy, with the wrong energy, whether the wrong energy in a place, the wrong energy in regards to people. It's okay to have to let some people go. At certain points in our life, that happens. That could be a message for some of you. I'll give you an example of that. If you had a drug addiction and you overcame it, I'm very proud of you. I mean, you know, big hugs to you. I hope, you know, keep it up. It's amazing, amazing. An example of this, an analogy of this is like, you know, that torn feeling you have when you finally come out of rehab and you're clean and you're ready to start a new life. Everybody that you surrounded yourself before is still very much so in deep addiction, okay? Then maybe you feel some kind of loyalty not to let these people go. You feel like you gotta guide them, you know? But at a certain point, you have to understand they are battling demons and the demons are after them, right? It's not about them. You don't have to stop loving them as a person, but they are battling demons. You cannot sign up to fight every fight. You understand? So this is the element of moving to a new place and making a new set of friends and leaving those friends behind. Remembering your past and where you came from and recognizing where you're going. And surrounding yourself with people that are on the same path right now as you. You need that more than ever, okay? Whether because of an analogy, an example that I gave you, whether it's cutting family, some family creating distance. Remember, you don't have to just cut somebody off to create distance. You know what I'm saying? You can just create boundaries. Or whether it's to an extreme where you've been a hermit for a while. And those dark entities are manifesting from you sitting alone so long with your heartbreak or your dark thoughts on a regular basis. So much that they become your friends. But we don't want those kind of friends, do we? We don't want to sit in that Nine of Swords energy. You are perpetuating that. At some point, you have to recognize that the energy is off somehow, whether it's through the people you're surrounding yourself, the situations you're surrounding yourself with, or just from actually being alone for too long, because that can happen. They're also showing me someone, maybe you went into hermit mode on purpose, which is great for enlightenment, but do that too long, you cause yourself some harm. Okay, so what you need to do is maybe put yourself out there, because I keep seeing the element of community. The divine wants to introduce different energies into your life in the form of people, places, situation, but especially people. You need people. You need to be around new people. The energy of people, I'm getting. You're around the wrong people. And sometimes the people that you're around, that are around you, don't have to blatantly be toxic, but you can tell when you connect with yourself that there's something not resonating with you, and therefore, it's not good for you. It's not going to help you forward. And I say that just because they just brought me back to this video I saw from a podcast. Whether you believe this is true or not, but they just showed it to me, so I'm going to share it with you as an analogy. I found it to be the truest ish I've ever heard, but argue with me about it if you want. It was something about I think you could find it on YouTube, the East Coast versus West Coast podcast, whatever. And she gave an example about how she found that people from the East Coast, I think that when she said East Coast, she meant like New York City, tri-state area, like where I'm from, right? Originally, born and raised, right? And when she says West Coast, I think she's really talking about mostly California, but whatever. And she said people from the East Coast are kind, but not nice. And people from the West Coast are nice, but not kind. I don't know if any of you ever saw that. And she went off to give an example that, let's say somebody got a flat tire. Somebody from the West Coast would approach that person and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That sucks, man." And then you proceed to have to fix your own tire. Whereas the person from the West Coast, who's kind but not nice, right, will be like insulting you the entire time. "You don't even know how to change this shit? You don't know how to change your own tire? Are you serious right now?" But they'll be like, "Move," and they'll push you to the side and they'll fix the tire for you to be kind, And I heard that and I was like, that is so true. That just came to mind. They just put that into my mind. So it has to be for a reason. It could be something as simple as that, right? Whereas maybe you're somewhere not, where it's not that people are inherently bad, but they just operate differently than you, and therefore that affects you. Or you're around people that are nice, but they're not kind. And ultimately, personally, I find people that are nice and not kind inauthentic and fake. I don't know if it's because I'm from the New York City in my area, but that ish drives me nuts. You know what? I actually go through that where I am at right now in the Dominican Republic. In my community, I think I struggle with that. You will never see, very rarely, a woman out, like her hair is always done. They're always dressed to the nine, makeup always done, right? Because I'm talking like these are people, this community, people, it's more an exclusive area, which whatever, shouldn't matter. But there's like a down to earthness that's missing here, And I noticed that where everyone's always so nice, but I have found it difficult to connect with people because no one really demonstrates true kindness. Not saying it doesn't exist, but there's a lot of fakeness. Like that's the priority. Whereas maybe it's because, I'm from Jersey. I'm more like direct, but I'll help you without thinking twice, I'm not going to be like, oh, how are you doing? If you ever need help, let me know. But they are never, they're actually never going to help you, it could be something like that, honestly, where so that clash can affect you. You're around the wrong people, right? I'm sorry that I went off on that tangent, but they just gave me that example, and I actually even just thought about that. Like I actually experience that on a regular basis here. I do. It's annoying. I
I cannot stand people that are nice and not kind. Ideally, you want to be around people that are nice and kind, but you know, if I had to choose, I'd rather the person that's not so nice, but you know, loyal, authentic, and kind, and will help you in a heartbeat. You know, that kind of deal. That's what I'm getting. Maybe you're around inauthentic people also. And all of that is changing. You know, it's interesting that I gave that example, and then this card actually demonstrates that for me. The Six of Pentacles, because here's that person, there's one, it shows somebody that's wealthy here, and then these people are like beggars, or, you know, they don't have as much money, and he's sharing, and he's actually being kind. Even if he has a stank look on his face, like he doesn't look very nice. I'd rather the person that's gonna throw some pentacles to the person that's in need than the person that's like, oh, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, and then goes about their business and doesn't help you at all. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that this image came out here kind of makes me feel better about when I, you know, when I go off on a tangent, because it reminds me that I'm not really going off on a tangent. Spirit just has some things to say. Whatever new life is manifesting for you, there's also some kind of relationship forming. There's more kindness, because that's what I see here. There's people, community together. There's somebody actually embracing you. There's kindness here. There's help. There's help. There's help. Okay? So again, I'm seeing that, whether it's a new job, if this is your sign that you're around the wrong people, you're in the wrong environment, this is a confirmation to make that move, you know, find a new job, separate from those people. We started off the reading saying, you know, say what you gotta say. It's time. Because Spirit does not want you to bring the past into the future. Something big is manifesting for you. And where you're going is just, it's way more balanced. Remember, at the end of the day, the Six of Pentacles is balance. It's balance financially, balance romantically, balance emotionally, in community, you know. It just is. And the fact that we started here with the Tower and the Devil confirms also the message that I said, that if you feel like things are going awry at the moment, you know, it's for a reason. Spirit's just trying to make things, the changes that need to happen, trying to make them clear to you. Okay? The problems of the past are not going to be brought to the future. So therefore, I want you to feel certain in that. So they don't want you to also dwell on the problems of the past anymore, so that you don't bring them to the future. What else do you want to say about this? Let's get more information here. I need more like little details, little things here. Why is this? Let's you know, this is the after tarot, but now, you know, I never have a particular spread or anything. I just go with what they tell me. I want a card for the Tower. These are not after tarot cards, so okay, the Chariot. You know, I don't read reversals, but they're actually telling me to leave it like that. This is the Chariot, and the card says determination. So if it's in reverse, it means you are not moving forward, and there was a lack of determination. You were not moving forward. There is something affecting your willpower. Something that was making you feel stuck. Because there were so many, you know, it was Tower moment, crisis after crisis, issue after issue. It's also, what I'm actually also getting from that is, you know, deep down, you know that a change is needed, that you need to either leave a relationship, leave a situation, or change something. But because you have been avoiding doing so, the divine intervened as divine intervention. And they said, sorry, honey, I don't want you to perceive the negative as negative. We're doing it because we love you. But we've been creating issue after issue after issue until you see that we've been trying to get you on this chariot for God knows how long. Like, this served its purpose. Now we gotta move on. Okay? That's what I'm getting from that. But I think you get that now. Give me a card for the top. Hold on. There's something upside down here. That was the Six of Wands, which said passage. Don't tell me the devil's at the bottom. There's the devil in tarot and the devil in the after tarot. Here it says seduction. I'm covering her. I don't want to get demonetized. You know, now if it's animated, they still demonetize you. You weren't moving forward because you were being seduced by some dark force. Whether created by your own thoughts, whether it manifests by, you know, people, just the wrong energy, but I'm still gonna shuffle and see if something else comes out as well. Give me, whoa, oh my God. 5 of Shells, which in this deck is the 5 of Cups. And the 5 of Cups here says disappointment, but this is the card of regret. It's the card of melancholy, sadness, depression. Anything that makes you feel like crap and sad is the 5 of Cups. It's focusing on spilled milk, you know? I think that maybe you spent too much energy. And again, this is not judgment. This is the reality on focusing on the disappointment, on what did not manifest in the way that you wanted, the way that you thought it would. Look what's at the bottom. It's crazy. I didn't, you know? And this deck actually says crisis. You know what I'm getting also for some of you? Maybe you had the determination, you had a plan to move somewhere and you're disappointed because something happened and you couldn't. And you're overthinking that. Listen, God's protection is God's protection. Please remember that always. If you were determined to go move somewhere, remember the Chariot could be moving. It's also the card that's of Cancer energy. If you were determined to move towards something, or that something was going to move forward and it didn't, and instead it caused some kind of disappointment and it created some kind of crisis, it's totally okay to have feelings about, you know, things and process it, but understand that it was blocked because you were meant for more. And there was something about it that wasn't what, there's more to it than what you knew. There's something about it that was not good for you, that was not going to turn out well. Okay? So the divine wants you to trust that. Trust that. If someone left you, if someone abandoned you, if someone stopped calling you, if you know, and you're like, what did I do wrong? I don't want you to go down that path, because what you don't know is that you were protected big time, because there was something about this that you didn't see, you couldn't see, but the divine could see. That's why they kept creating blockages from moving forward. This is also telling me that anything that you've been going through, the divine has put so many situations in your life for you to master, the ability to tap into energy, honor the energy that you feel, and honor yourself. Because whoever you are, I just saw the moon card in my mind's eye, and the high priestess. To me, that's someone very intuitive, like very, possibly maybe like a medium, like I am. Someone that has a lot of spiritual gifts. Has this been crooked the whole time? Why wouldn't it be? Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. Kind of try to fix it just now. I just looked up. I never look up at the device, really. I just, I'm so, it's like a trance when I'm channeling. Anyway, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Now the other dog now my dog stopped, now the neighbor's dog is barking. Anyway, they wanted you, something about honoring yourself, like, something about staying places too long and that being a lesson. Ignoring the red flags. Not just in people, but like in life in general. Right? Like you being somewhere, right? Let's say you took a job that you were very excited for, and you realize month 6 that it's the most toxic place on earth. But you have such a hard time accepting that you were wrong, which is just a normal part of the human experience, that you thought that this was going to be something that it ended up not being, that you ultimately end up pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to see if maybe it's just you're having a tough time right now or something like that, instead of acknowledging like something energetically is not right here, this is not right for me. By no means does this mean that Spirit is telling you to be a quitter in general, because things are not supposed to be always perfect. Let's not go down the rabbit hole of toxic positivity now, that the moment someone rubs us the wrong way, or we have a negative energy, or we have a job that's tough a couple days, that we shouldn't push through. That's not how life works. We know that we have to push through, and we have to transmute negative into positive, yes. However, I'm talking when it becomes so clear that there is something, even if you can't put your finger on it, that is unhealthy and not right in a particular environment, and that like it's not going to change, it's just not the right place. You're seeing the manifestations of where you're at or who you're dealing with, even if you're like ignoring the energy. Like you move to an apartment and you're getting sick every single day, but you're ignoring like, you like the apartment so much because it looks so nice and the rent is good, you know what I mean? Or you just bought it. So the whole process of getting a mortgage and all the things, you don't even want to accept that maybe it was the wrong decision, but you cannot shake the fact that the place is haunted, okay? Or you're getting sick, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's something like that. It's like needing to honor that. It's a lesson about honoring that, and look at what's manifesting around you. Like if you're constantly not feeling like yourself, or you're getting sick a lot in a certain place, that's the divine speaking to you, that for whatever reason, whether you understand why or not, it's not the right place for you. It's not the right person for you. It's not the right situation for you. It's a lesson on learning how to deal with that disappointment instead of just living in a disappointed life. Every day on autopilot. Next thing you know, it's been 5 years. You've been disappointed for 5 years. Like,
That's what. So that's why the divine started creating crisis in your life. To help you out, actually. Look, see? To help you out, look. To help you out, Star card followed by the Death card. Hope, transformation. To help you out and recognize that that there is a hope, that the divine light, the star, is elsewhere, so that you can recognize that you need to end something, Death card, so that something else can transform in your favor. Okay? It's about coming to terms with that. But the fact, you know what, this says hope and transformation, honey, I'm here to tell you, because you went through this, it's created a fear about moving forward, but where you're going, whoever you're going to be meeting, who's going to be at the other end, again, they told me specifically, they don't want to make this just a love reading, or this can, however this applies to your life, I promise you, even if it seems like a miracle, I promise you, balance, good community, and love, and good partnerships, and stability financially and emotionally is guaranteed on the other end. Big emphasis on balance, by the way. Especially with the juggling here, the Two of Pentacles in the After Tarot, and the Six of Pentacles here. It may not even make sense to you. This could seem like an oxymoron, kind of, in a way, even. That's why they're emphasizing energetics, right? I keep giving the job example, but again, I want you to take this as an intuitive exercise and figure out how this resonates. Because, like, let's say you took this job, you're disappointed in it. You took this job because you thought it was going to be easier, right? This is an analogy. So you can't fathom that leaving this job, even though you feel like crap in this job, and going to another job that has more responsibility, so you think, right, is going to make your life better. But it's about the energetics. But you know what I mean? Like, there's something about you, something is causing you fear because something is causing fear to bubble up because it appears like where you're going is going to be more difficult or difficult. But there's a big element of energy here. But there's something about it that's not going to be difficult because there are many factors involved here. That's what they're trying to get. I'm trying to get the words out because they're speaking to me like an energy. They give me some words, but sometimes the energy is so big that it's hard to put into words. How can I put this? For example, I keep picking the simplest example, which is job, right? But I know it's not just about that. So just bear with me. I'm trying to like dumb it down, I guess. That doesn't even sound right. I don't think you're dumb. If anything, I'm not saying that to you because I'm the one that's struggling here to get the words out. So trust me, my God, that came out wrong. That's not what I mean to you. I'm trying to do that for myself right now because it's like a complex energy, and I'm like, how do I even interpret this? It's like it's like one of the clairs when what is it? Claircognizant. They do that a lot. They just dump downloads. And like it's just knowing, but not really being able to verbalize, etc. That's what's happening right now. But okay. Back to the example of the job, for example. Like I said, you took a job that seems easier on the outside. The energy is off. So it's affecting your whole life. It's actually affecting your finances. It's causing depression. All of that affects your entire everything. Your motivation, it affects you wanting to date, it affects your relationships, it affects you wanting to meet friends or go out with friends. It affects your balance emotionally, it affects your balance in all sorts of ways. It may even affect your health, because when you're stressed out or not happy, maybe you overeat. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe you actually make less, you're actually able to save less money because it creates devil energy patterns in you that are not healthy, like over shopping to compensate for the fact that wherever you're at is not right. Things like that. There are more factors involved than you can process. Whereas whatever's in your future, they don't want you to see it just on the outside. That is what I'm trying to say. There are more factors, and it's also energetic. Whereas you may be headed somewhere that on the outside may cause you some kind of fear. And again, this may not have manifested yet, but I'm letting you know because this is probably going to be a decision you have to make in the future. But there are more factors involved that you are not accounting for that actually make it better for you, whether you understand that or not. For example, there's a better community. Okay, there are more people around there are kinder instead of just nice. People are more willing to help you, so there's more help. You're going to meet the right romantic partner there that's going to raise your spirits, that's going to help you, feel happier. People are going to somehow, some way, there's going to be an opportunity for more generosity. There are just so many different factors that you don't see, but equal a whole, and ultimately make whatever is manifesting in the future, even if it seems scary, it's going to be fine. It's going to work out better, and you're going to notice this energetically. You're going to notice. Because wherever you've been has slowly been breaking you down without you wanting to process the disappointment. And again, this could totally be about a relationship. But Spirit told me very clearly, especially after I saw that list, that they don't want this to be the focus. They don't want that to be the only focus, because this could be about a lot of things. Heck, it could be about a relationship and a job and a move and yourself and aspects of yourself, I hope that this makes sense, because I am struggling to put the words out. Okay? So there is an opportunity for something new to manifest in the future that may, again, cause you some fear, and I want you to remember my words. They want you to go for it, because there's more to the picture than you know, right? Again, with the job analogy, maybe it's more work, but heck, you don't even know they give you more vacation time. There's just something about whatever it is, whatever is going to cause you fear, the divine wants you to go after it. Because again, there's an emphasis on balance, like you being afraid to juggle things, Heck, it might again be aspects of you. They're saying so much to me. They just showed me myself. Sometimes they do this not to speak of myself, but to give an example. I have ADHD. I say it all the time. I'm not afraid of talking about that. I'm the biggest advocate for that, especially where I am in the Dominican Republic, because unfortunately, it's a very big, it's a stigma here. There's a stigma to it. They don't even sell ADHD medications here. Okay? Not all of them. They only have, I think Ritalin is the only one that's available at a very low dose, and you cannot get it unless it's an extreme case. And even that, my daughter's in one of the most expensive, private schools in the country. It's an American international school. And I'm an educator. I was a teacher for years, And I noticed I can see a kid with ADHD from a mile away, not just because I was a teacher, but because I am one. So like they say, real recognizes real, you know what I'm saying? But they don't have a system in place. No one's diagnosing anyone, and it is a real thing. Is it overdiagnosed? Yeah, but it's also a very real thing.
Anyway, the reason that they just showed me that, not to go off on a tangent, was because, heck, maybe there's something about you that you're not perceiving either. Again, that's why you have to pay attention to the energetics. For example, people with ADHD, not everybody, but at least I know me. Sometimes I do better when I have more on my plate. Isn't that crazy shit? Yes. Okay? Whereas I can go somewhere and be like, how am I going to balance this? But I kid you not. And again, I'm sharing this personally. When I was teaching and doing tarot at the same time, somehow, some way, my sleep deprived ass was able to get more done. Okay? Than like having less to do. Not saying it's not difficult, okay? Because burnout is a real thing, but it's just an example. 100%. But that's just, that's part of how we work though, for some reason. Like we work under pressure. I mean, that's also a gift and a curse. I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do if you do have ADHD or you're like me, because we can also fall into the trap of thinking that's normal and ultimately mess up your nervous system. So, but they showed me that. I'm not here to talk about myself or go into the ins and outs of ADHD. I'm here to because they're showing me like so many contradictions. It's something that you need to watch out for. That was one way that they showed it to me, like a contradiction, like something you're like, something that seems like it may be, that may cause some fear because on the outside it seems more difficult, may actually not be for you, for whatever as a whole, when all factors are put into place, or when all factors are factored in, rather, that's the appropriate way to say it. Okay? So I know I've been going on and on and on about this again, but Spirit's having me. I'm just saying that if you get an opportunity, they want you to drop the freaking fear. They got you. Wherever you're going, wherever you're headed is best for you. Wherever you've been, you've had this is definitely crisis. Definitely crisis. Definitely you refusing to leave something. Again, it could be a relationship. But there is hope after this ending, and there's a transformation.